Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're tackling Leetcode problem 1437. Check if all 1's are at least length k places away. It sounds a little wordy, but the core idea is pretty simple, and we'll break it down step by step. Okay, so the problem gives us a list of 0's and 1's, which it calls nums, and a single number, k. Our job is to return true if every single one in the list is separated from the next one by at least k zeros. Otherwise, we return false. Let's first make sure we're on the same page about k places away. This simply means the count of zeros that are sandwiched between two 1's. So if k is 2, we need to find at least 2 zeros between any pair of 1's for the condition to hold. A single 0 wouldn't be enough. Let's walk through the first example. We start scanning and find our first one. Now we just count the zeros until the next one. We find 3 zeros. Is 3 greater than or equal to our k of 2? Yup, so we continue. From that second one, we start counting again. We find 2 zeros. Is 2 greater than or equal to k? Yes, it is. We've reached the end of the list, and all the gaps were big enough, so we return true. Now let's look at the second example. The first gap has 2 zeros, and since k is 2, that's perfectly fine. But then we look at the gap between the second and third one. There's only a single 0 there. Is 1 greater than or equal to 2? Nope, it's not. The moment we find even one gap that's too small, we know the answer must be false. We don't even need to check the rest of the array. So the logic seems to be about scanning and counting. We can go through the array element by element. When we hit a 1, we need to check how many zeros we've seen since the last one. This definitely points to using a counter variable. The best approach here is a single pass. We'll walk through the list one time. We'll use our counter to keep track of the zeros as we see them. Whenever we hit a 1, we stop and check the counter. If our count of zeros is less than k, it's an immediate fail. If the count is okay, we just reset the counter to 0 and continue our scan, looking for the next one. But wait, there's a small edge case. What about the very first one we encounter? It doesn't have a 1 before it, so there's no gap to measure. Our check should only apply to the distance between consecutive ones. We need a way to ignore the check for the first one we see. We could use a separate variable, like a Boolean flag, to track if we've seen our first one. But there's a more elegant way. What if we initialize our 0 counter to k instead of 0? Then, when we see the very first one, our check will be, is k less than k? Of course, that's false, so the check passes. After that, we reset the counter to 0, and from then on, it will correctly count the zeros for all subsequent gaps. It's a neat little trick to avoid an extra variable. Okay, we've got the logic down solid. Let's see how this single pass strategy translates into Python code. I'll put the full solution on the screen, and then we'll quickly walk through the key parts. Alright, here's the full Python code. It's pretty short and clean, just as we discussed. It really just has one loop, and a couple of simple checks. First, the initialization. We set our counter equal to k. As we just discussed, this is our simple trick to make sure the check on the very first one we find will pass without needing any special logic. Now for the main loop. As we go through each number in the list, if the number is a 1, we perform our check. Is the current 0 count less than k? If so, we're done. Return false. If the count is fine, we reset it to 0 to start fresh for the next gap. And if the number we're looking at is a 0, we do the simplest thing possible. We just increment our counter. And finally, if our loop finishes completely, it means we never found a gap that was too small. That means every single pair of 1's was separated by at least k zeros. So we can confidently return true. So what's the performance here? For time complexity, we make a single pass through the list. That makes it linear, or big O of n, where n is the number of items in the list. For space, we only use one extra variable for our counter, regardless of how big the input array is. That's constant space, or big O of 1. This solution is extremely efficient. Just a quick heads up. We've walked through the solution using Python. The logic is exactly the same in other languages, and I'll be showing the full code for Java, C++, and JavaScript towards the end of the video. Alright, that covers the main solution in Python. As promised, for those of you who code in other languages, I'm about to show the full solutions for Java, C++, and JavaScript. I won't be breaking these down, so just pause the video on your language of choice to check it out. Alright, as promised, here is the full solution in Java. You can pause the video here to take a closer look at the implementation. Notice it follows the exact same logic. Initialize a counter, loop through the array, and check the count whenever you find a 1. Next up, here is the C++ version of the solution. Again, feel free to pause and review the code. Same pattern, just with C++ syntax. And finally, here is the solution in JavaScript. Hopefully seeing it in a few different languages helps solidify the concepts. The core idea of a single pass and a counter remains the same. So let's wrap it up. The key takeaway for this problem is that a simple single pass is all you need. The main trick is to use a counter to measure the gap between ones, and to handle the first one edge case elegantly by initializing that counter to k. It's a great example of a simple and highly efficient solution. Right, before we wrap up, I want to quickly show you a personal project I built to solve a problem that always drove me crazy. It's an app called My Daily To-Do. My biggest frustration with every other to-do app was retyping the same things every single day. Go to the gym, review code, work on the daily Leetcode problem. You know the drill. So I built my app around one simple but powerful idea: separating your routine tasks from your one-off tasks. Routine tasks, marked with the little refresh icon, automatically reset for the next day. One-off tasks, like ship new feature, get the little puff of smoke icon, and they disappear for good once you're done. This small change turns a dumb checklist into a smart scheduler. If that sounds useful, you can try it right now on the web. The link is in the description. And one more thing I want to make super clear. Right now, as a thank you for being an early supporter, the app is 100% free. There are no ads and no subscriptions whatsoever. This means you get access to everything, including really powerful features like presets, which let you save entire task lists and load them with a single tap. Now, down the road, creating new presets will likely become part of a premium plan to help support the channel. But, and this is the important part, any presets you create now while it's all free are yours to keep and use forever. So, it's the perfect time to check it out on the web, play with all the features, and build out your perfect setup at no cost. If you enjoyed this problem and want to keep practicing, the learning doesn't have to stop here. I've organized all my video solutions into handy playlists. Whether you're looking to grind through more Leetcode easy, medium, or hard problems, or you want to master a specific topic like sliding window or dynamic programming, I've got a playlist for you. It's the perfect way to focus your study sessions. Go to the Playlist tab and find a playlist that fits your goals. Also, if you're looking for even more Leetcode problems beyond the daily challenge, I've started a second channel called Leetcode Unlocked. It's where I'll be posting solutions to a ton of other problems, so if you're serious about your interview prep, be sure to check it out. The link is in the description below. Hope this Leetcode solution breakdown made sense. If it helped, give that like button a click, maybe subscribe for more, or drop a comment if you have questions. Make sure to turn on the notification bell so you know straight away when I upload a video, because I upload videos daily. If you want to support the channel, a few people have asked how I plan my solutions. I'm a big fan of sketching out the logic and data structures on a tablet before I code. It really helps. I've put affiliate links in the description to the tablet I use, and a few other good options. Using those links doesn't cost you anything extra, but really helps me out. Or, if you're feeling generous, there's always the Boba Fund. Keep coding, and I'll catch you in the next one.